Right, hello, here we are on the very last day of the MHC for February, and there I am with my 5, I believe, 5 still witches out of the 7 I originally captured, standing there in their hut. Right, they're behind their splash-proof, bulletproof, everything-proof covering. I've been out there fishing to see whether I could gather any more witches in on me. I think I might as well cook my fish, and the next thing I want to do just on the last day is I will yeah, let's do this. Let's go and extend the witch hut spawning area up to an upper floor just to see whether we can get any oh look, the pumpkins are growing nicely, but never mind, that's not our main aim right now. How do I get across there? Right, up on here. Now, that's the good floor area for the next level up. These are the walls, that's fine. Okay, so if I go 3 up on each of these corners, the witches have taken an interest. Okay, so yeah, pumpkin's good, but I've got fish, I'm fine now. Okay, then I need wondering whether I've got enough materials. I hope I have. Slabs I could use. Yes, that will be useful, I think, won't it? If I make all of the rest of this into slabs, then I can slab the roof, and that should be, really hope. Right, it's got to be tall enough for them, so it's actually got to be like that, isn't it? Let's hope this is alright. Okay. Sorry, I'm being a bit quiet here. Oh. See, that's what happens when I'm not. Not sure I picked that up at all, did I? Did it go down there in the water? It's a bit of construction to be getting on with on the final day. I'm not really sure why, it's just maybe I should be fishing. Maybe I can replenish 1 or 2 of those who did they either did a jailbreak in the midst of a riot, or they were unexpected deaths in custody, I think. Because I started off with 7 witches, and right now I think I've got 5. Hopefully no more have disappeared. I would only think that they probably started fighting amongst themselves. It finishes exactly. Amazing. Who would have thought? Right, okay, let's that one isn't. Come here. Right, so we pop these round. And this. We did this all last time, didn't we? Are the ladies still down there? Ooh, it's looking suspiciously empty. I really hope I haven't lost them all on the last day, just by being up here. That would be cruel and horrible. But I'll press on with this just for the moment. Right, and then we'll leave a little gap for me to jump out. Oh, there's still someone in there. It would be rather strange if only the name tagged ones remained in there, because I'm not over 32 away from there. I'm sure I'm not. Right, so this is ready to be slabbed. One thing I've realised is that I'm also not I've not lit up the roof, so there could be other mobs that start appearing on the roof. Okay, let's just get this little job finished. Pop out the torches. And let's see, how do we... not sure how I... Ouch! Do that without pain. Oh well. Let's go and check on the ladies. There, we've still got 5. Yep, they're all still there. Right, okay. Well, let's go back over. At least they're not disappearing. I do get very worried that they're all just going to vanish on me. Let me see. Oh, we've already got some of that. Let me see. I want to close this in again so that we could get spawnings. So I think we need something like that, and oh no, that doesn't matter. Does it really matter? That'll be fine. There we go. So these are all darkened areas again now. Hello? Don't you get angry. I'm well out of range. I think that it might be the kind of range where they would think of flinging what do you call it? Slowness? Yeah, potion to slow me down so they can catch me is the first one they throw when you're at a great distance from them. Now I need to be higher still, don't I? So if I extend this up there, wow, it still needs to be higher. That high to see in the top one. And of course I haven't actually made my pillar with torches on quite tall enough. I think I've made this slat on the upper floor just a little bit higher than before. Yeah. Okay. Well, certainly the spawning patterns do seem very strange. We've got the 7 that spawned, or well, it must have been two groups returned at the same time, or within a few seconds of each other. We haven't seen any others. Now, my suspicion is that my plan worked very well, the one of just clearing out of the area over 128 away, so all the mobs in that area despawned, and when I came back into the area it was like starting afresh with a clean slate, and allowing everyone else to, you know, every type of mob to have a new roll of the dice, as it were, so they could all spawn again. Right, so there we are. I guess really the only thing to be done now, I'm not going to go away, I'm stuck here with them, so it's a bit more fishing. Let's make myself a little fishing platform up a slight level. Let's yeah, clear the area a bit, and we'll see what we can get this time. I'm alright for food. I've got pumpkins growing nicely now. I've got lots of fish cooked up in the furnace over there behind me. I've got mushrooms still, so I never did go and grow a giant mushroom. Never seen a skelly in this one, so I haven't had any bone meal to grow it with. I think I've done my lighting up job around the area a bit too well. Well, no, well enough, let's say. There's been fish. Oh, that was a puffer. Puffy, puffy. Right, yeah, underwater breathing potion if I only want to go to the nether and get myself a brewing apparatus. Yes, I can see that happening. It would be interesting if I ever were to carry on with this world, what would become of it. I always keep the worlds, but I never really play in them again. Always got too many new things to be doing. But yeah, I can imagine you could really make up the world into something completely different. It's a witch area, but yeah, if you had lots of name tags, you could do something with these to keep them permanent, couldn't you? Right, what do we do now? I was worried at the start when this challenge was announced that it hadn't been considered what was going to happen about, you know, how it was actually going to play out. And my biggest worry was that people would just box in the witch's hut, make it into a prison itself, and they would actually get witches spawning in there very early on, you know, maybe day 2 or 3, and at that point, not having a name tag, not being able to stop it from despawning, they would then be forced to spend 6 or 7 episodes sat right beside there, talking to camera and doing not very much at all because you can't leave the area, which would have been pretty dull, unless you happen to be a really interesting talker, and how many of those are there around? I know I can't qualify to be one of those. Now, just as a quick break, any dark shadows in there? Have I been too... I wouldn't say I've been too close over there. Any upstairs occupants? That is a problem. I don't want to risk running all the way over there to where I've built the lit column behind there, because I think I might lose another witch or more. I don't want to risk that at all. No, got no dark shadows going on in this one. Really does seem to be very odd patterns of spawning, where I got that one occasion of, well, presumably 2 spawnings within seconds of each other. I got masses and masses, and then I've not seen another witch. We need a redstone contraption to detect when someone appears in the witch hut and ring a bell or something, don't we? That'd be good. That's something I could work on if I ever were to continue this, would be tripwires and hooks to detect when someone's appeared. People have done these very elaborate witch traps, haven't they? Witch farms where they have tripwire hooks, and as soon as a witch appears in there, it flushes water out. Oh, another pufferfish. It flushes water across the floor to swoosh the witch down into, well, it's probably that's a killing drop, is what they're thinking of there. They're thinking of these automatic farms where you're just going to harvest all of the drops from the dead witches. So there's that. There's another one where you use pistons to shuffle the floor backwards and forwards, I think, is the way it works. And I'm doing great for fish, aren't I? Nearly everything I've caught in this and the last episode has been an ordinary fish. I've got 2 pufferfish and oh, I didn't get that one. If it was in, I'm pretty sure it was. It was probably, I didn't see the trail of bubbles. Probably came through the cobble to the side. It's been a very strange series for not seeing any creepers, skeletons. I've seen that the zombies in the zombie dungeon on the one episode. I've seen these witches. I've seen a spider which killed itself before it got to me. I can't remember which other hostile mobs I've seen in this one. But that's good for the spawning of witches. You know, the more you can clamp down on any other spawnings, and the better it is for getting the ladies of the night in there. Now, just a quick check. No one on the lower floor. I wonder what the next MHC is going to be. I wonder whether it's going to be something that I'll be intrigued by and will want to play. We've seen some of the titles, and some of them don't, I have to say, they don't fill me with great enthusiasm, but other ones could be something interesting. I only picked this one really because I thought, yes, there's some kind of science behind witch spawning and witch huts, which I can look into a little bit. So it was something to make something of. Whereas some of them sound very, very straightforward and just like a building challenge. I do wonder what's happening to this MHC at the moment, whether it's dying out even. I hope it's not, because it was a nice quiet little community that we found and became part of over a year ago. And I think what I liked about it was just the way that, you know, there was a group of people who were not a bunch of young kids, which there's nothing wrong with bunches of young kids, but it seemed like everything I was playing in at the time was all young people, and I was the oldest one there, and it made a kind of nice change for it to be something where it was more my own age group taking part in it. I wonder if I could catch sight of the name tagged ones anymore, because it would be nice to see Endora that was still in there, or has she been killed? Yeah, but certainly in the last couple of months it seems like with Michael Deering, who set the whole thing up in the first place, seeming to take a bit more of a back seat, numbers are down more than ever, it seems to me, and it makes you wonder what's going to happen to it in the future. But we can see, we can watch, and there we are. We've actually just clicked round to the 9th day. So there we are. I managed it. There, I've got 5 occupants in my jail, and there they all are, ready for a line-up. Okay, so I think I've said enough about MHCs and this challenge and witches. Yeah, we've got none more arriving in there at the moment. No, lots of pumpkins beginning to grow over there. Okay, right, well, that was the MHC for February. I hope you enjoyed it, and please come back and see whatever I do next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.